Now, it's amazing how some companies prioritise company policy over human life. Now, a few days ago, I made a video in Clumber Park where I was walking up and down those steep hills. And when I finished, I went and got a cup of coffee. And I was sat in the restaurant area outside. That reminds me, my coffee's over there, not be a sec. So, I'm sat there having a cup of coffee and I'm chilling. And while I was there, this guy come up looking quite frustrated and worried and scared and everything. And he started speaking to the security. Now, the security there are a security company. They're not members of the National Trust, so to speak. And he said, my 4-year-old son's gone missing. He was playing down by the lake and he's disappeared and we can't find him. And of course the guy's panicking. You know, my son's missing, he's 4-year-old, there's a great big lake there and I can't find him anywhere. So the security guy gets on the radio and starts calling people up, telling everybody what had happened. And of course I'm sat there and I overheard this. So I said to the security guy, look, I says, I've got my drone with me. If you want, I can, bloody flies, I can set the drone up and look for him with the drone. And believe it or not, the security turned around and said, you know it's against National Trust policy to fly your drones here. So, no, you're not flying your drone. And it's like, really? There's a child missing. It could be just lost. Somebody could be absconding with him. It could be laid face down in the lake. You haven't got a clue what's going off. The kid's 4-year-old. You know, it could be absolutely anywhere. And he'd been missing about 15 minutes or so. So this guy's on the radio and he's calling security up. I says, look, let me just get the drone up and help look for the kid. And he absolutely refused to let me get my drone out and, look for this kid. And I thought that was absolutely ridiculous. You know, company policy overrules everything, even a 4-year-old's child, even a 4-year-old child. Now, I kind of understand why they have this policy, but surely if somebody's missing, especially a kid, policies should go out the window and the main priority should be finding this child safely. But no, he wouldn't have it. And he says, I know you fly your drone here and you shouldn't. And you're not flying it now. Which is, for me, absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, the child turned up and one of the security people found him. But it was another 15 minutes or so before he was found. Now, with the drone, I'd got my DJI Air 3S with me. And it's got, a camera on that's like 9 times zoom. So I could have covered a massive area, an absolute massive area with the drone high up using the zoom. Or I could have kept it a bit lower, use the ordinary lens. The kiddie would have heard the drone flying around, probably looked up to see what it was, etc. But a child of that age on their own in Clumber would have been a lot easier to spot with a drone than by walking around looking for him and shouting him. The guy whose child it was looked absolutely amazed when the security wouldn't let me fly my drone to look for his kid. But that's security for you, I'm security and I say what's going off here. Anyway, fortunately, the child was found safe and sound by security. But by the time he was found, he'd been missing half an hour. Absolutely anything could have happened to this kid. Fortunately, everything turned out fine. So I'm not a great fan of security most of the time. Some of them are great, but some of them are just absolute sticklers for the rules. But that's security for you. Anyway, like I say, everything turned out fine. If you've enjoyed this video, Please give it a thumbs up, please share, please subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye everybody, I'll see you soon.